Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Gleberman, and you're listening to Silence on Set podcast. For today's podcast, we're interviewing the cast of Blackbird, which is a show currently on Apple Plus, which is about Jimmy Keene, who begins a 10-year prison sentence, and he gets this incredible offer that he kind of can't refuse. So here is the cast of Blackbird talking about the show and what fans can expect for this upcoming season. Can you tell me a little bit about the storyline of the show, and how would you describe the series to people?
The basic storyline is incredible. You know, a civilian who gets a chance to get his sentence commuted in prison, but to do that he has to go to a really bad prison and befriend what might be a serial killer. And it's based on a true story.
It's extremely intense, it's gritty, but ultimately it's very heartfelt and redeeming.
Blackbird's about justice. It's a riveting story, true story. Took somebody with great talent to write it, Dennis Lehane, a wonderful novelist.
It's about a guy that was a young guy that kind of got off on a wrong path and ended up into a situation where they were going to put me in prison over the situation that I had been involved in. And they made a deal with me.
Blackbird is a psychological thriller based on extraordinary true events. It's just really good. Watch it.
What character do you play? And can you give me some details about your role without giving away any spoilers?
I play Larry Hall, based on a true story. Taron Egerton plays Jimmy Keene. Jimmy went in and infiltrated the prison and befriended Larry. It's a pretty complex story, and I really stand by it. I think it's incredible.
In the mid-90s, Jimmy received a 10-year sentence for some dodgy dealing, shall we say, and he was offered an opportunity to have his whole sentence cleared if he moved to a high-security prison and was able to elicit a confession, to get a confession out of a suspected serial killer named Larry Hall, who Paul plays, and he takes on the challenge, and that's the premise of the show.
I play FBI Special Agent Lauren McCulley. She is a driven, passionate FBI Special Agent, and she's kind of the connective tissue binding together all of the story elements and these characters in, as you see in the show, a predominantly male world.
I play Dr. Amelia Hackett, and she is the prison psychologist. And she basically takes care of Paul's character as well as Taron's character. And they're very different energies, so she's very different with each of them.
I play C.O. Carter, Correctional Officer Carter.
I'm the DA who hatches this crazy idea to put him inside with like a major evil dude. And this young kid, we kind of twist him and turn him. And so I'm the engine in the story.
Since we've kind of lost Ray Liotta, what was it like working with him? What was he like on set?
You have, of course, the late, great Ray Liotta, who I had the privilege of sharing a number of really gorgeous scenes with. They were always my favorite scenes in the script, and I love the way they've turned out. It was a singular, very special experience for me working with him.
Working with Ray was actually literally a dream come true. I wrote the part for him. He was the only actor I wanted for the part, and when I got him, we had an instant sort of professional kinship, and that was wonderful.
When Dennis wrote Big Jim, he was like, I want Ray Liotta, and if I can't get Ray Liotta, I'm not doing it. That's true. So then it was up to us to make sure we got Ray Liotta, which was pretty damn easy because he read it and wanted to do it.
Yeah, my dude, Ray Liotta. I did have a bit scene with him and got to spend a little bit of time with him, and it was just really cool. You know, those older actors, you want to ask stories and advice and try to chat with them, and he was very open to that. He wasn't closed off or grouchy. He was very embracing of me, which was super cool. I miss him.
Why did you choose this role? How is this role different than ones that you've played before?
The reason I wanted to play this part is it's just the best script I've ever been offered. It's the best script that's ever arrived in my inbox that I've read, and there was no Wild Horses wouldn't have kept me away. It's an amazing story, and Dennis crafted these beautiful, nuanced, very rich characters, and it was, my great privilege to be able to to lead the cast.
Women have only been able to join the FBI for 51 years now. So it was a real treat to be able to, be this leading female force who had to work 100 times harder than her male counterparts.
It's the type of role I don't actually get a chance to play a lot. And so when Dennis actually told me about it, and it's like, I think you could do this. And it was so much fun.
You're playing a lot of scenes with Taron Egerton and Walter Hauser. How was that?
It was mind-blowing. It was basically an acting lesson every day that I was on set, just watching and absorbing and being partners and playing with both of them.
How did you prepare for the role, and what goals did you set?
90 minutes in a makeup chair. I had to drop 40 pounds to look more like him because I'm a big guy. And you got to go to some weird, dark places to try to be believable. You got to really commit to it, because if you undercommit, audiences are pretty smart these days. They can kind of tell.
They asked me to put on 20 pounds for the role, but I'm a very dedicated actor, so I put on closer to 30.
Taron put on a lot of weight and got muscular, and that's what I really like, because in order to play that part, you had to be able to look like you can handle yourself in there, and he did a really good job.
What part did your character play in the development of the story?
She is the reason why all this goes down. She is the one who thinks of marrying her two cases. FBI agents have anywhere from 5 to 25 cases at once, and Lauren has the sort of wisdom, the creativity to combine these two cases in order to pursue justice.
Who impressed you the most out of the cast, and how?
Sepideh Moafi is someone that I actually wasn't aware of before this, and she is a force of nature. She's one of the most gifted people I've ever worked with.
Greg is hilarious. Taron's hilarious. Everyone's hilarious, and dealing with such a dark subject matter, you really crave moments of levity, and we had those. We had to.
Walter Hauser is extraordinary. Taron, Seppi, it was an embarrassment of riches, not to mention, last but not least, the great Ray Liotta.
Oh my God, it's an amazing cast. When we had the read-through, and I just sat there, my jaw's on the floor, and everybody knocked it out the park just in a read-through. So I know it's going to be good.
What do you hope audiences take away from this show?
I hope audiences will watch Blackbird and be as riveted and glued to it as I was. I knew what was going to happen, and it's a knockout.
We hope you guys enjoyed listening to the cast talk about Blackbird and what you can expect watching the series. The show is currently available now. All episodes are live on Apple TV. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you're updated on all of our latest podcasts, and head over to YouTube and subscribe so you're updated on all of our video content.